I, about 7 years ago, had a big birthday, and I thought, I'm gonna gift myself something, and I'm gonna do it without money. And I thought, what is something that I could do for myself that would be something for a lifetime and improve myself? I said, yoga. So I'm gonna go to yoga. I'm gonna commit to yoga on a weekly basis. And I did it, and it was fabulous. And it did so many things for me. It gave me strength, it gave me balance, it gave me peace of mind. And then 2019 and 2020 happened, and right before 2020, this gal came into my life. She started teaching the class that I always attended. And she started talking about breathing and setting a purpose to my yoga. And I was like, what's all that about? I just came in here for health and strength and just to, blah, blah, blah. And ladies, it changed my life because she slowed me down. And I needed to be slowed down. I needed the mental, something to set me right, because while I was doing these great things health-wise, I needed the great things to happen to my heart and my mind, because sometimes they weren't connected. And today, do you know in Ezekiel where he was talking about the watchmen in the tower that kind of shout and warn us of things, and they also tell us of good things? I'm sharing with you one of my watchmen, because she shouted to me in a quiet, peaceful voice to settle down and to take stock of where I am and to be joyful and to have gratitude in my life. And so I hope you will take today, you've gifted yourself by walking into this room. Now enjoy the things that she's going to share with you that will gift you for the rest of your life and through eternity. Sisters, this is Julie Bonomo, and my friend and my watchman. And ask questions at any time.
Yes. Good morning. I'm Julie Bonomo. Please note, this is very, very interactive. I do welcome your kind of thoughts. It's a little bit of a space of self-exploration. Our breath is one of those tools that we can use for a lot of things. We can use it to build ourselves up, to get yourself energetic. You can use it to soothe yourself, to calm yourself. You can use your breath to help you get to sleep. And you might find like, okay, do you guys struggle with any of these things? Either like being present in the moment, or maybe falling asleep, or calming down? Any of these? Yes, okay, I was like, wait a minute, really? You guys are mastered? Fantastic, because a lot of times what happens is that we are kind of on this like space of autopilot where we're not tuned into the moment. And sometimes it takes that space of gather yourself together before you need to set yourself off to the next step. And so we're going to breathe in 3 different types of practices. Yoga breathing is a space of one of 3 things. Something called whiskey breath, which is this calming, relaxing, kind of bringing you down to yourself. Water breathing, which is anytime, all the time. And coffee breathing. These aren't my terms, but they are terms I find at least relatable. Even if you don't, well, I hope you drink water. Please drink water. Please drink lots of water. But even if coffee and whiskey are not your thing, no big deal. It's really about the kind of that essence of the coffee breathing is going to build you up. That's where we're going to start, and then we're going to kind of get into the whys and what all this means. But before we do that, I want you to take one finger and just place it underneath your nose. And then exhale through your nose. I want you to take note of which nostril you feel that out of. So once again, full inhale, strong exhale through your nose. All right, by a show of hands, do you feel it under your right nostril? Yeah. Left nostril? Mostly. Or both, kind of even, you can't tell. Okay, so that is correlated though, how strongly, I'm not really sure. Science is kind of out there still. But it's thought to be, if you're breathing more through your right nostril, you're more in this sympathetic nervous system, this kind of fight or flight, that's ready to take on action. If you're balanced, you're probably pretty balanced with your nervous system. If it's more to your left, you're probably more in that relaxation space, that rest and digest, that kind of softer. And a lot of times you will experience that when you're in a space of being in this moment where you've been listening to some very, very informative or very kind of heartwarming things that can bring you into that soft space. But we want to use these breathing practices to help us through our daily life. So we're going to start with this coffee breathing practice. And one thing that's really nice before you even begin something like that is to find your own why. I like to think of 5 whys. So why breathe? I mean, obviously for life, but why come into your intention before you breathe? Why are you here? And then if you dig deep again, go to the next why. Maybe you need to be more present for yourself. Well, why? Maybe because your children need you, maybe because your parents need you, maybe because your loved ones. Whatever those whys are for you, find that space. So I want you to take your hands together for just a moment and start to take some energy. And with this, as you rub your hands together, I want you to think about your own intention in this moment. What do you want to bring energy to? Maybe your eyes are closed, maybe your gaze is lower, but tune in, feel that heat in your palms. And then as you're really, really, really clear with your intentions, send your palms up and open to the air. Send that energy out through your palms. Reach them up, reach them out. Find that space, that energy, that, yes. And then once again, bring your hands back together through heart center. Rub them together again. I want you to find your why. Find your why. Push the energy into your palms. Breathe into it. What inspires you? What gets you here? What gets you present? And then once again, send your palms up and out. Send it out. Open up to it. This is what your gift is. This is where you're sending off. That's that external why. Now bring your hands back to heart center. Rub your palms together. Rub them together. Your next why, I want this to be what invigorates you. What do you pull into yourself? How do you recharge yourself? How do you nourish and love yourself? Put your why there. And then as you're clear with it, put your hands on your own heart center. Send that why inward. Feel that heat from your own palms radiate through your own chest. Very nice. Release your palms. Sit tall. Maybe scoop the edge of your seat. Yes, please. All right. So this first breathing practice is a coffee breathing practice. You've got your why. Now we're going to build some energy up. So you're sitting tall. This first breathing practice is a series of short, sharp exhalations through your nose like a sneeze. Every time you exhale, you're going to feel your belly button pull back towards your spine. Your lower belly powers that breath. So you think of this powerful breath. Take one hand to your belly just to find the sensation of that breathing in. Know you're breathing in. So inhale, expand your belly out. On your exhale, use your abdominal wall to press that air away. Do you feel it? Once again, inhale, feel your belly expand. You're doing this deep diaphragmatic breathing. Exhale, press the air away. When we get into this coffee breathing practice, it's short, sharp exhalations, that same sensation. So feel free to release your hand or keep it as is. Sit tall, grow tall, lift up with your inhale. Feel your belly expand. Full exhale, let everything go. We have a series of short, sharp exhalations, roughly 20 or so. I'll count them out. I want you to breathe. One more big breath in, feel your belly expand. Big full exhale. Inhale halfway to prepare. And exhale, 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 exhale. Every time you inhale, it comes right after that exhale, all by itself. Feel it, exhale through your nose, like a sneeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Body's relaxed, eyes are soft. We'll prepare for another round. Once again, that big full inhale, fill yourself up. Exhale completely. Make short, sharp exhalations. Your inhalation will happen all by itself. Inhale halfway to prepare. And exhale, 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 exhale. Good. Five, 4, 3, body's relaxed, shoulders are soft. Once again, think about that energy you're trying to cultivate. Use your inhale, fill yourself up completely. Big audible exhale through your nose, let it soften you down. Inhale halfway to prepare, and exhale, 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 exhale. Good. Five, four, three, two, one, release. Your body's relaxed, your eyes are soft. And gently flutter your eyes open, take in the color of the space around you. And then take a moment to note, where are you at? Does your mind feel different? Do you feel any different? Anyone have a different experience now? Do you feel focused? Do you feel tired? All right. So what's interesting about the breath, that was that coffee breathing practice that stimulates your sympathetic nervous system, meaning that kind of fight or flight response, which of course we're thinking we don't really want to be fight or flight, but there is a time for that. If you're thinking, I know these are extreme examples, but you think lion tamer, you want to be ready to go, right? Like you have that moment, you want to be ready to react, you want to be ready to respond. If you have a paramedic or a firefighter, you want them to like, that's a shame. I mean, you don't want that. You want them ready to go. There's a time for that. You need to be ready. So that breathing practice can just push you towards that direction, get you a little bit more ready. It could focus you. It's a gentle kind of breathing practice, but it does bring you up. Yeah. So there's that. The other extreme is like, I like to think like the monk on the mountain. You know what I'm talking about? Like sitting cross-legged, owned out. You know what I'm talking about? Great to be there. Not when you're going to work. Not when you're driving your car. You want to be ready for it. So that breathing practice you use in the morning, you use before your kind of adventurous things, and then hopefully you're just a little bit more ready to go. I'm not saying it replaces coffee. You know, I'm not saying anything like that. But I am saying it does help you ready for what's coming. The next of the breathing practices is one that, yes, please talk.
One quick question.
Sure.
So how many times would you do that? Say if you had to go to work, so like how many sets of those 20s?
That's a great question. I like 3. For me, 3 feels manageable. You know, one practice is to do it for like a minute, so you get roughly 60 breaths in. You take a couple breaths and repeat. Some people do a full minute. It just depends on where you're at. But for me, 3 rounds of 20-ish is enough.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, but you might find for you, you need, you know, if some people, it makes them feel very anxious. And so if you find like, oh, that was not my thing, that just really put me into space I didn't like, maybe you would do 5 or 6 and then some big, deep belly breathing kind of practices to kind of get you back to yourself. Any other questions?
Yeah,
Thoughts?
I have a question actually.
Yeah.
I've done this breath often in my yoga practices.
Yes.
You call it breath of fire?
Breath of fire, that's,
Okay.
yeah.
I've actually never quite understood what I'm supposed to be doing after each exhale. Am I breathing in again?
Yes. Yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, so it's an exhale, and then the inhalation is a rebound breath that happens all by itself. Actually, we're going to kind of take a quick detour and do something called a bellows breath. We're just going to do a couple of these. It's a slower version of that, but it's a really nice way to kind of do the same thing. Bellows breath is another kind of upregulating in that kind of coffee, that breath of fire family of breathing, but it's a little bit slower, it's a little bit more exaggerated. So it's an inhale, same through your nose, kind of a, and then a. You're gonna feel that exhalation. So it's a little bit more intentional with the inhale. It's audible, it's an audible exhale. So we'll practice that, but it's the same kind of thing. This is kind of like a slowed down version, but every time after that forceful exhale, so if you think kind of this like buoyancy of breath, yeah? So we're gonna go into this bellows breathing, just a couple short ones, just a variation. If you find this, you know, you might find this is a better option for you. So sit tall, draw your shoulders up, back, and down. Again, take this moment to set your intention. So much of breathing is set and setting. So find the space. Again, what are you breathing and bringing energy to? We're gonna take an inhale and an exhale, both strong, audible inhale. Here we go. Inhale, audible exhale. Inhale, Exhale, feel your belly contract. Inhale. Audible exhale through your nose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Just like a bellows. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale and soften. Again, find the space. And flutter your eyes open. Just another variation. How did that one feel? Better? Different? Yeah. Just another variation. You can play with either of those same kind of family of that coffee breathing practice. So moving on into water breathing practice. This is all the time, anytime. Again, if you're either, maybe you're needing to make a transition, you've been gone all day, whatever. This is a really good breathing practice to bring you back to yourself. It's that nice moment to like step off before you have to do the next thing. Can you take 30 seconds to breathe with intention, to breathe with some purpose? And so often that is just a matter of steady inhale for 4 counts, steady exhale for 4 counts. We're gonna take 10 rounds. It's not much, it doesn't take much, but I'll count you through. So begin by sitting tall, maybe scoot to the edge of your seat. Shoulders are up, back, and down. Chin is parallel to the floor. I invite you to take your hand to your belly again. The whole purpose of that is to find that space where you're breathing more through your belly than through your chest. So find that space. You might notice your belly expand a little bit on your inhale, past where we're going. I'll count you through. Let's begin. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Seal your lips. Exhale through your nose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Seal your lips. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Belly expands. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Fill yourself. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3. Fill yourself all the way up. Exhale completely. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your hands, soften your shoulders. Let yourself just sit with your breath. Can you be aware of your breath? Soften the skin around your eyes. Find these breaths, this perfect awareness of your own breath. Again, move your fingers and toes. little tiny moment to come back to yourself. Flutter your eyes open. Have you noticed the shift? Anything relaxed? You feel more relaxed? Yeah. That is that practice that just brings you back to yourself. So if you find that your mind is starting to wander, this is a really good space for those transitions. If you find that you get stressed out and you're reaching for, you know, the phone, you're reaching for Netflix, I don't know. I mean, like, what is that? Like, how do you show up and be present for yourself? I think when you can be present for yourself, present in your own body, then you can find deeper connections, deeper relationships. You can be more present. That's what we have. We have this precious time. So, like, any shared experience? Anyone want to tell me what's shifted? Has been shifted? Yeah.
Well, it's funny, I actually have already been doing that.
Yeah.
If like I'm trying to sleep at night because I gotta get up early for work, my mind just won't stop racing. Even before this class, I will do
Yeah.
4 counts in and out and then try to not move my body at all. And it feels like the breath is like a weight pushing down slowly, like sinking into the mattress.
Oh, that is a beautiful thing. Yeah. Did you notice any other sensations come up as you were doing that? Any like body tingling or hands or anything like that? Yeah.
I just noticed like when I release of tension, it's just relaxed.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's such a gift, at least, you know, when you can find that kind of release of tension, and then like you feel maybe more open, maybe more present. And there's a strong connection between your breathing and your nervous system. What's really interesting is that every time you inhale, your heart rate will go up just a little bit. Every time you exhale, it goes down just a little bit. So when you take your pulse and you're like, I'm at 70 beats per minute, it's not, you're not a metronome, you're not a robot. So every time you inhale, it might go slightly above 70, exhale, go slightly below, but kind of knowing that, you can use that as a tool. So when you talk about using that 4-4 breathing to get yourself to sleep, you're balancing your nervous system. It might be that you're kind of chronically in that fight or flight response. You're constantly like that lion tamer. And when you're trying to sleep, you don't want to be a lion tamer. It's just not time. You want to be more monk on the mountain than lion tamer. You want to be ready to, but in some ways you also want to be able to find that in your own space, in your own head. Because when we're constantly in that kind of ready to go, ready to fight, then you might find you're also having a hard time being present in the moment, present for yourself, present for your family, present for your friends. So it's a nice time to use your breath, use the tools that you've got to bring yourself back. So that's the second type of breathing. We're gonna do a whiskey category breathing. And all this means is that we're slowing the breath way down. What we're doing during that time is we're increasing our carbon dioxide. So we so constantly think about oxygen. I know, like, especially the last couple of years, you've probably heard a lot about like oxygen levels and such. Important, but most of us are walking around with a very healthy oxygen level. If you're gonna go swimming and say you're at the top of the pool, big breath in, you go down into the pool, you might like, I gotta breathe. You know, you're like in the bottom, you're thinking I gotta breathe. Well, it's not because your oxygen levels are low, they're not, they're fine. Your carbon dioxide levels are going up. And what's interesting is your carbon dioxide levels increase, your blood vessels dilate. So it's a vasodilator and it's a bronchial dilator. Meaning the first couple rounds you might feel like, ooh, that's kind of hard. But as you practice it, then you can actually hold it for a little bit longer. We're not here to try to hold our breath for a long time. But what we are trying to do is use the tools that we have to soothe ourselves. So having that kind of level where you can expand your lung capacity and increase that oxygen in, you use that through increasing your carbon dioxide levels to dilate your blood vessels. Maybe make sense? Feel okay? All right. We're moving into this whiskey category of breathing. We're going to take a couple different types of this, and then hopefully we'll send you out with a little bit of energy, because I do not want you to feel sleepy for the rest of your time here. But this, to me, is almost like a beautiful space, because you can really work into that sense of like calm yourself down, back into that rest and digest. So these are shorter, inhalations and exhalations. We're gonna inhale for a count of 4. We'll exhale for a count of 8. So again, I want you to find a space where you're sitting tall. One of my favorite mentors always says, sit and know you're sitting. And it is just like, be mindful, take the sense of maybe closing your eyes or lower your gaze. Notice any places that connect with either the floor or your chair. Just find that sense of feeling supported. And then again, I invite you to bring this sense of intention to your breath. Because you're working to a slower exhale, it's a sense of opening. Is there anything that you want to open to? Is there something you're trying to cultivate to bring to you? Allow yourself to sit with an intention for just a moment. Sorry. So these are going to be a series of 4 count inhalations, an audible exhale through your nose for 8. Let's begin. Soften your jaw, soften your eyes. Inhale for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Audible exhale through your nose for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Fill yourself up completely. Exhale everything out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release that control of your breath. See if you can just be present for your breath. Show up. Soften the skin around your eyes. Soften your jaw. A nice moment to take any note of how you're feeling now. And as you're ready, flutter your eyes open, come back to your present moment. How you feeling now? Any different? Anything shifted?
Like the monk.
Yeah, yeah. Do you feel softer, a little calmer? So that is one of my favorite practices for end of the day, just it'll allow you to sleep, or hopefully will allow you to sleep. A lot of us struggle with that. We're so kind of wrapped up in the day-to-day, kind of go, that you might find you really struggle to let go. Yeah. Is that, yeah?
It reminds me of that same feeling when I would breastfeed my children. It's like that, that release of, I don't know, it's like a
Yes.
whole body feeling.
Yes.
That happened at least when I would breastfeed.
You know, you bring up a really good point, because that also requires like your parasympathetic nervous system. I mean, obviously your body will do what it does, but it does. Like, you know, it's like you and your baby, you soften into that moment. It's that, and the other thing, you know, if you think about the sounds that you make when your baby's around, you're not, no, we don't do that with our babies, because your baby will startle. So you coo at your baby, oh, you know, and that's that longer exhale. We naturally do that, but that supports that kind of like, you know, yeah, that's really beautiful. That's a really good point. Anyone else have any kind of experiences with that? Yeah. All right, so we've got one more kind of breathing practice that's kind of in that same family. I'm hoping to bring you up out of that afterwards, so you're not sleepy leaving here. You feeling okay so far? Okay, so the last is something called the triangle breathing practice, and I know I've thrown a lot at you. I love this because you can pick and choose. You can pick and choose what works for you. If you find that these types of things make you feel claustrophobic, it might not be the right thing. You can go to the other. So this last one is a triangle breathing practice. If you think of the three sides of a triangle, you're going to inhale for a count of 4, suspend your breath for a count of 4, and exhale for a count of 4. Yeah? If that makes you feel claustrophobic, because sometimes that suspension of your breath at the top can be, so it might be an opening thing for you. It might be like, okay, I actually feel the sense of like that vasodilation, that sort of opening, or it might be like, that's not my practice. That's okay. If that's the case for you, come right back to that 4-8 breathing, where you're inhale and then exhale for 8. Yeah? Okay. Sit tall, draw your shoulders up, back, and down. And before you begin, I want you to take your palms, press them together. And in between your palms, I want you to find this little spark of light, this spark of what inspires you, this spark of what you want to cultivate. We'll talk about this a lot with yoga, but really it's a breathing practice, this moment of setting your intention before you move on that honors where we're at in this season. So the days are growing short, the nights are growing long. It's a beautiful space of healing. It naturally encourages us to soften, to slow down. But that also means in this time, it's your time to create your own spark, to create your own light. So in between your palms, I want you to think about what that spark of light is for you. And begin to rub your palms together. We're building energy. Build that heat. Feel how the energy starts to build. Your palms will warm. Really find that space. What inspires you. Keep rubbing those palms together. And then as you're really clear with that intention, send your palms up and out. You're sending that spark out into the universe, into the space around you, maybe to be loved and shared with those around you. And then gather your hands back to heart center. Begin to rub your palms together. Build it up. Can you find that why? We talked a little bit about that why earlier. So find that space of why. What brings you here? What brings you to this present? Why that spark? Why this practice? As you're ready, once again, send it up and out. The sense of I open myself to it. So you're here to both give, and you're also here to receive. Feel that energy radiate down your arms. Bring your hands back to heart center. This one is for you, my friends. Rub your palms together. That spark again. What are you cultivating? What are you incubating in this sweet, sweet time? Put all that energy behind it, and then as you're ready, send your palms to your own heart center. Bring that within. Fill yourself up because you have this space. You have these tools. Very nice. Release your one hand to your belly. The other one stays on your heart. If that is the space that's not really comfortable for you, please feel free to place your hands on your knees, but I want you to feel your inhale through your belly. So sit tall, the sense of sit and know you're sitting. Let's begin. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Suspend your breath. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. And hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. And hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. And hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Suspend your breath. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Suspend your breath. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. And hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. And hold. Pause here. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your palms. Allow your breath to just travel in and out naturally. Once again, the skin around your eyes is soft, your jaw is soft. Let yourself be present with your own breath here. Notice how you may feel, if you feel different, if you feel more open. And as you're ready, I welcome you to flutter your eyes open, taking the space around you. Once again, how does that feel? Where are you at now? Has something shifted? How was that breathing practice compared to the one where you were the longer exhales than inhales? What did that feel like?
I think after the longer exhale, I felt sleepy.
Okay.
This time. Like I still feel relaxed, but now it's.
Yeah, that's a really good observation, because you might find that really does happen when you take those really long exhales. You can get super sleepy. Where this one, you're suspending your breath, but it's more in that balanced breathing category than the like knock you out at the end of the day kind of thing. But again, these are all tools, and hopefully like you can use them as it suits your life. As you know, if you find that you're getting really wrapped up in the present moment and just really like kind of struggling to be tuned in, you can use any of these practices, and it takes a few seconds, a few minutes. So instead of reaching for that phone, whatever that is for you, whatever your vice is, it's a nice moment to come back to it. So that's the 3 main categories. We're going to finish off with a nice little kind of shoulder roll up, back and down. Shoulder roll up, back and down. I always love to breathe in a little bit of movement. So one more big up, back and down. Really nice. Plant your hands on your knees. Once again, take your shoulders up, back and down. Sit tall. And then we're going to take your palms up. Pause here for just a moment. And then interlace your fingers, bring them up underneath your chin. Hopefully there's a little bit of space. I don't want you to like elbow anybody out of the way. allow yourself to press your palms together. As you inhale, you're gonna dip your head back slightly, and then exhale, you're gonna bring your chin back to parallel. So here we go, inhale, dip your head back slightly, the sense of opening. On your exhale, bring it back down, back to neutral. Once again, big inhale, open. Exhale, bring it back down. Just a couple more like that. Big inhale, bring it up. Exhale, bring it down. Last one, the sense of gently dipping your head back, open through your throat. Exhale, bring it back through neutral. Again, reset, release your palms, bring your shoulders up, back and down. Let your eyes open. I bring that last little breathing practice to you because it is a lovely way to balance out. You might notice that you are, okay, you're not sleepy anymore, you're ready for the next thing. But I do hope that this at least brought you some tools, something different to put in your tool belt when you need that uplifting sense, that balancing sense, or that kind of ability to sleep, to rest. So with that, thank you so very much. I really appreciate you taking the time to be here, for showing up with this. Just open it up. You guys have any other thoughts, questions, comments, anything coming up? Wow, thank you so much. Thank you very much.